Good morning, online learners. Here's another video today to help walk you through what we're going to do in our lesson. So today we're going to get to the notes that we may have started last week or may not have, depending on which class you are in. They were assigned under week 2, but as you'll see, I moved them up to week 3 because we didn't quite get there last week. So we're going to look at the What is a Citizen notes. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to do the assignment and also talk about the notes like I would in a slideshow. 5 of you have turned this in so far. If you are one of those 5 people, I still want you to watch this video to make sure that you have done the assignment correctly. And so what that looks like doing is either A, watching this video, or B, clicking through the PowerPoint yourself. And then as you do that, you want to make sure you are filling out your note sheet here completely. And so I'm going to walk through it with you and show you exactly how to do that. So you want to have these notes, so day 1, what is a citizen? And you will also want to have this worksheet right here. Now, these questions right here, these first 4, were from our Newsela reading last week about how to be a citizen or what is a citizen. So there are some review questions, and you'll see they correspond right with the first slide of the presentation. The first question asks, what are some ways that people can become citizens? And hopefully you remember something about, we have a thing called birthright citizenship. So that would be one thing that you could put down. And birthright citizenship is that if you are born inside of the borders of this country, you are a citizen. Another one would be if your parents are citizens, then you are a citizen. There are 2 more, we'll get to those later, but those are the 2 big ones that most kids know. And what are some of the rights of citizens? And you can go through and try to remember some of those. What are some of the responsibilities or duties? And then what is one way a person can lose their citizenship? Take a couple minutes and try to pause the video now and put in what you remember from the reading last week from Newsela. If you forgot, you can Google some of these questions and put an answer for each question there. So pause the video and fill those 4 out, and then come back for the vocabulary part. Okay, welcome back. So hopefully you paused and got a couple of minutes to fill those out. Here are your vocabulary words we'll talk about this week and next week. So you're going to put each word into one box on your notes. The first word is citizen. So you would come over here and you would type citizen. Then the next one was subject. Going back over here, we have naturalization process. We have U.S. Constitution. Amendment and Bill of Rights will be next. And we have primary source and tax. So you should put each word in one box. We'll talk about these words a lot. This year, when you see this language discipline symbol, like you probably remember from 5th grade, it means vocabulary words. On this next slide, this is not in your notes, but it's what we talked about a couple weeks ago. So these are some answers from students in the different classes about what it means to be a good citizen. So you can see someone in 2nd period said that being a good citizen means picking up the environment, not wrecking equipment, trees, buildings, ancient ruins, etc. 4th period said it means to be nice to people and not rude to others when you don't like someone's opinion. 5th period said it means being a role model and listening to people while they are kind and talk to everyone. 3rd period said it means you help people and pick up trash or help them if they fall down. So you guys got some ideas about what citizenship means to be as a good person, but let's talk about now what it means to be a citizen of a country. So this first slide, you're going to have to go in your notes and fill in the blanks that match up with the definitions. So the first term is citizen, and this means free people with rights and who together have power in their country. So we're going to look back here and we're going to see that this first word is blank. So we're going to look at the slide and say it's free people. Okay, so we're going to type the word free there. And it's free people with what? Well, they have rights. And together have power. So let's put that, delete this blank. Okay, so now we have the definition of what it means to be a citizen. And then this one is blank. So we're going to go back over here and say citizens are equal under their laws. So you would come back here. Hopefully you are seeing how this process works. This line has no blank, so you can leave it the way it is. So a citizen is a person who is free, has rights, and together by voting have power to determine the laws of their country. This is different from a subject. A subject is a person who is under the control of another person. So for example, a king is at the top of their country. Below them they have subjects who do what the king wants. They are controlled by a single ruler or a small group of rulers, and they are not equal. For example, the king's best friend is going to be more important in the kingdom than the peasants. In a republic with citizens, all the citizens are equal, including the president or including the congressman. They are all equal underneath the law. So you'd come back over here and you would fill out the blanks. So you would say a subject are people under the power of another. They're controlled by a ruler or small group of rulers. And they are unequal. Okay, so I'm going to stop filling my notes out now, and I'm going to let you guys go with this. Hopefully you understand the process of the vocabulary in the boxes, filling out the blanks in each slide. If you get a question in the notes, you have to stop and answer that question in your own words. These are worth part of the points. I'm going to talk about and go through the rest of this PowerPoint in this video, but I'm going to trust that you now get the process of how to do the notes. So let's go back to the slides, and I will keep talking to you. So now we're talking about the world's first citizens. So we have rich Greek men were the world's first citizens. The idea of being a citizen comes from ancient Greece. You'll learn about that more in 7th grade, but wealthy men in Greek cities were considered citizens or members of the city. Citizenship in ancient Greece did not apply to women, slaves, or the poor, so it was not everybody, but it was a beginning. Citizens in ancient Greece had rights. They could vote to help make new laws. They could hold public office and be elected to be members of the Senate or their assemblies. And they could own property. In return, they had some responsibilities that they had to do to help protect the city. They had to pay taxes to help build buildings, and they also had to serve in the military. So these should be filling out in your notes as you are watching the video. You can pause it, go over and type in your notes that way. Vocabulary review. There's going to be 2 questions that say, what is a citizen and what is a subject? Go back to that previous slide and type in the answer for what those words are. You need to do that to get all your points. This should be your last slide for today. So, how to become a citizen. In the United States, we have certain rules and procedures with how you become a citizen. The first is what's called birthright citizenship. If you are born in the United States, you are a citizen. Period. End of story. No buts about it. The 14th Amendment to the Constitution protects this right. And that means if you're born in Alaska or Hawaii or Alabama or Maine or Colorado, any state in the 50 states, you are automatically a citizen, even if your parents are not. This means you are a natural born citizen or you are eligible to run for president someday. So all of you, if you were born inside the United States, could be president someday. Secondly, if you were not born in the United States, you could be a citizen even if your parents are citizens. So let's say you were born in Canada, a different country, but one of your parents is a U.S. citizen, you are automatically a citizen, even though you're born in Canada. This also means that you are a natural born citizen and can run for president. If you were not born in the U.S. or your parents were not citizens, you can still become a U.S. citizenship by marrying someone who is a citizen. So if you marry a U.S. citizen, this allows you to apply for U.S. citizenship after 3 years. This is called being naturalized, and it means that you cannot run for president, but you still are a citizen, you get to vote, and you get the benefits of being a U.S. citizen. The last one is what we call the naturalization process, and this is a process that allows someone who was born in a different country, like India or France, to move to the United States legally, apply for and live here for 5 years. After you live here for 5 years, you can apply to become a U.S. citizen. This involves filling out an application. It involves having a very extensive interview with immigration officials. And then once you pass through those steps, it involves a swearing-in ceremony where you swear an oath to the United States to protect and defend our laws and to be a good citizen. This also means that you are naturalized and cannot run for president. However, you can run for other public offices like a senator or a congressman or even a governor. The famous movie actor Arnold Schwarzenegger is an example of this. He was not born in the United States, but he moved here and when he became an actor, and he became a U.S. citizen. After he was done acting in movies, Arnold Schwarzenegger became the governor of California, the most populated state in the U.S. country. Even though he was not a natural-born citizen, he was able to be the governor of California. So that is a little bit about how to become a citizen in the United States. Again, to finish this assignment, you need to go back to your notes and make sure you have typed in all of the blanks, filled out all of the questions. Once you have done that, you can submit and get your points for today's assignment. If you did not do this yet, please do this today. If you did it, go back and check your work and make sure that you have completed the assignment all the way done. If you have questions, put them on the chat today and I will help you answer them. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow.